Hello, friends. It's John Ryan here for Financial Coaching. And today's message is for parents out there. I'd like to start a conversation about, what are our kids up to? What are they going to do in the future? Or if you have adult children and you'd like to help them, you'd like to give them some guidance and you just don't really know how. So, our kids are going to be 14 and 10, Laura and Lucas, this fall birthdays. And Lucas doesn't really care much about the future yet, but Laura sure does. She'll be going into high school, becoming a freshman in high school, and she very much is concerned about what she's going to do. It's a topic. They've done some career research in one of the classes she was in this year. I made a couple videos for them talking about my manufacturing career and also my coaching career, and it's just such an interesting thing. I'm one of those rare folks these days that has been with one company for a very long time. I was gone for like 4 years, but you might even see me in videos for Marquardt Switches. It's been a great run that I've had there. And the coaching side of things, I've had a great run just because I love talking with people. I love finance. But one of the things that I've always had in mind, is that sending kids off blindly to college, just as like a blanket rule that they need to go to college, I never subscribed to it. I was lucky enough to find an apprenticeship before I graduated from high school, and so I had a paying job lined up. I started a couple days after graduation. And so thinking about it and talking with Laura, and then it's a little bit different for Lucas. What do we want to guide our kids to do? What do we want to avoid? Well, we certainly want to avoid student loans. We want to make sure we teach them to go and pursue something. If you're going to go to college, if you're going to go to school, make sure there's actually a job at the end of the education that you can make some money and that you actually like. And of course, now being in a position as a financial coach to understand money in a whole new way compared to when I was 18 years old, where you don't think you have to keep advancing and make a tremendous amount of money as you get older. I've talked with Megan in the past about that I think Lucas would do well as a tradesman, right? Become a mechanic, become a toolmaker, become a carpenter, an electrician, something along those lines. And the old line of thinking was, well, what do you do when you get older and your body, you're relying on your body, you get arthritis, you just get tired, whatever it is. So no, I don't want him to do that. Well, these days those trades are so in demand and you can get paid a really respectable amount of money. And if I almost feel like I'm starting our kids out if they listen. Now, there's no guarantee, right? I'm talking to parents here. That the kids aren't necessarily going to do this stuff, but I'm still going to recommend it. If they start out life almost at baby step 3-ish with no debt, they build their emergency fund, and they never have to conquer a giant student loan. They never get tangled up with, car loans and big credit cards. If they ease into their late 40s and 50s just making decent money, but they've been getting things right, since I told Megan I'd be happy if they figured it out and started actually doing what I'm going to recommend by the time they're 30, right? They're going to go and do their own thing. They're going to go and live their own lives. But hopefully the seeds of wisdom have been planted. And if they got on top of it by the time they were 30 and started building wealth and were debt-free by then, by the time you're 45, 50 years old, maybe you're sick of being a full-time tradesman, or you're sick of whatever thing you're doing. You can do something different from that point because you've got some wealth, you don't have debt. What I find that I talk to so many people these days that are trapped in decent paying jobs, but they're stressful jobs. They're jobs they don't like anymore, but they're trapped there. I call it, the golden handcuffs. They're making enough money. They can't really get out of it because they're in debt, because they don't have enough wealth built up. Their retirement isn't stacked up properly, and they're just plain stuck. And so I'm making this message today to talk to parents. Again, let's have a conversation. If you have kids that are going to be in position to go off to college in the next 5 to 10 years even, you've got time to prepare, or parents with adult children that you're trying to offer some guidance to. There's just so much going on in the world today, so much that you can learn and do differently than what's being taught in traditional, the guidance counselor at school and student loans. To me, those are dinosaurs that we need to put in the past. You'll see in the background here, The Proximity Principle. It's a book by Ken Coleman. It's something that I recommend. It's a career guidance book. And of course, I don't have a copy handy, but Anthony O'Neill's Debt-Free Degree. It's something we'll be talking with Laura about. And so again, I've gotten a little nutty here, but the point is, if you're a parent, kids that are going to be going off to school in the future, or even with adult children that would listen to a coach, please check back with me, like my page, subscribe. I've got a lot of experience and wisdom and homegrown contacts that I'd love to share and talk with folks and help get some young people off to good starts. John Ryan here for Financial Coaching. Take care.